Welcome, dear Taurus. I'm Jennifer Jean, your Western astrologer from astrojenniferjean.com, and this is your 2017 year ahead astrology forecast. Okay, let's begin. First of all, this is for anyone with their sun, their moon, or their ascendant, and especially your ascendant in Taurus. So, first of all, I'm going to talk about the big benefic planet Jupiter and where Jupiter is transiting for you for majority of 2017. It's been there since 2016, but it continues until October. So for most of 2017, Jupiter is still in Libra, transiting your sixth house, Taurus. So wherever Jupiter is, it wants to bring you expansion and luck, gains, wisdom. It wants to bless you. So it's bringing those in sixth house manners. So your sixth house has anything to do with health related issues. So if you've been ill or anything, Jupiter is there blessing that area of life. It's to do with, health and diet and exercise, blessing you in areas of your daily routines, even. Maybe you're able to make better decisions and forming better habits for yourself on a daily basis. It also governs your workplace and the service that you provide. So it could be that that you've been having some expansions to do with your daily routine at work. Even maybe you've taken on more tasks or promotion, anything of the sorts. Also, you should be able to benefit also through your coworkers as well. That's sixth house. Um, so that's where Jupiter is still, trying to bring you blessings in that area of your life. But in order to really benefit from Jupiter blessings, you also have to, you have to be positive. You have to be mindful. It's not going to just, necessarily hand it over without, being, mindful and grateful for the things that are being expanded and blessed in your life. So just remember that too, Taurus. Then I'm going to talk about the Jupiter retrograde, which is happening February 6th to June the 9th. Jupiter is going to be retrograding still in your sixth house. So it just asks you to go, it's like whenever a planet's retrograde, it wants you to go like in. So do some of the inner work, find your own inner wisdom. You may at that time even seek more, either spiritual or religious, kinds of activity, or finding, even reading more spiritually inclined books at that time. Something to do with, reviewing that area of life. Kind of, Jupiter also governs our belief system as well. So maybe, that's changing as well with regards to sixth house manners, again, to do with your workplace, daily routines, habits, diet, exercise, health related issues. Okay, then I'm going to talk about now the Jupiter is in an opposition with Uranus, which has already happened in 2016, but it continues to happen in 2017. The dates are March the 2nd and September 28th. Jupiter will be opposing Uranus. So Jupiter in your sixth house opposing Uranus in your 12th house. So that is what astrologers call a conversation of tension. An opposition is sort of like a tug of war kind of energy where it's asking you to make a choice, make a decision. It's it's an opposition, so it's an opposite kind of feel the energy of that. And when it's Uranus involved, Uranus is the planet of sudden shocks, surprises, out of the blue type of energy. Sometimes, if you're not prepared for Uranus kind of energy, it can sometimes feel like the rug being ripped out from under you. So something in regards to 6th house, 12th house manners are, being in a bit of a hard aspect, you can say. So that could be, having to make a decision with regards to private matters. 12th house is anything behind the scenes. It could be that maybe you have to decide if you're going to make something, announce something publicly, or if you're still, whatever you're doing should maybe stay behind the scenes until you figure out the right time. Something like that. Anyways, that's enough about that. We're going to move on and talk about Saturn. So wherever Saturn is transiting in your chart, Saturn is the planet of hard work. It's the disciplinarian. Saturn doesn't give you anything until you've worked, to the bone. You have to learn Saturn's lessons before Saturn can bless you with what it is, in what area of life it's transiting. So for you, Saturn in Sagittarius for the majority of 2017, still already from last year, 2016, it's still in Sagittarius transiting your 8th house. Okay, so Saturn there, you're already familiar with this energy because it's already moved in since last year. But so Saturn is asking you to really, work hard at 8th house things, which have to do with other people's money. So resources that you get from other means other than your own income. So could be partners' money, could be bank loans, insurance payout, inheritance, taxes. That's all governed by 8th house manners. So, it might just be restructuring of finance, and, maybe it doesn't come to you quite as readily. So you might have to work a little harder at getting, that kind of maybe your financial resources intact or organized, or again, if it's maybe insurance, you got to go through a lot of red tape before the end result. But no matter what, wherever Saturn ends its transit, if you are doing the work that Saturn is asking you to do, the hard, grueling, disciplined work, it usually benefits, brings you the blessing in that area. So if you've been struggling with anything to do with other people's resources and other people's money, know that if you're doing what Saturn asks you to do, you will be blessed by the end of that transit. Saturn actually enters Capricorn and your 9th house on December 19th, I believe, end of December. I'll be here to talk about it then when it gets closer to the time, but for now, for the majority of 2017, you still have Saturn in your 8th. Saturn is making a harmonious aspect with Uranus, which should create some more stability as far as that Jupiter opposition of Uranus goes, when Saturn's involved in a harmonious aspect, which is called a trine, it's actually balancing that energy out, and bringing a lot more stability and groundedness to whatever Uranus is always trying to shake things up, and kind of things happening out of the blue. Obviously, if you're a lot more mindful of you know and you can sort of be more go with the flow kind of energy, it won't be as much of a shake up, you can say, with Uranus. So just know on May 19th and November 11th, Saturn trines Uranus, which is a harmonious aspect, should smooth things out and bring an element of stability. So that's a good thing. I'm going to speak about the Saturn retrograde quickly from April the 6th to August 25th. Saturn will be retrograde in your 8th house. You may have to, again, go over and redo some of the hard work that you've already been working on in that 8th house with, with finance, bank loans, insurance, inheritance, taxes, something, partner's money. So just know when those dates that I just mentioned, you may just have to redo something to make it better. And okay, so that's enough about Saturn energy. Now we're going to go on and speak about the Venus retrograde. And this is important. Well, it's important for everybody, but Venus is your ruling planet. So it's going to be, you're going to be feeling this energy quite a bit, being a Taurus ruled by Venus. It is going to be retrograde in Aries, in the sign of Aries, and for majority of the retrograde, it will be in your 12th house, which Aries rules in your chart, from March the 5th to April the 15th. It's also going to be dipping back into Pisces because it's retrograde. So it's going to be going back and dipping back into Pisces, which rules your 11th house, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. So first of all, when Venus goes retrograde, Venus rules your pleasure and beauty and the things that you find enjoyable. It rules it rules your money. It rules your self-worth, self-value. It rules love and relationships. So when that planet Venus goes retrograde, it's asking you, to sort of like now go in and go be more introspective about those types of things that I just mentioned that Venus rules. It's not necessarily the best time to, do anything drastic as far as changing up, your appearance. Anything that's like really permanent, like a tattoo or plastic surgery. Not even the best time to do like a drastic makeover with your hair or clothes or whatever, because once Venus goes direct, you may change your mind and feel like, that wasn't the best idea. Not a good time to start anything Venus related new, like new relationships. If you do start a relationship during a Venus retrograde, chances are once Venus goes direct, new information may come up. I mean, it could be good, it could be bad. It really depends on the situation, and this is general, so I can't see your exact birth chart. But anyways, once it dips back into Pisces, Venus actually loves being in Pisces. It's exalted in Pisces, and Venus just loves to be there. It's going to be dipping back into your 11th house. You may have to, there might be something to do. That could even be something to do with friends, friendships, or groups or clubs that you belong to, organizations. It's about your like socializing and your friendships. So just be mindful of that. That's happening again from March 4th to April 15th, and then Venus goes direct again. Lastly, now I'm going to talk about the eclipses that are happening. We have we have 2 lunar eclipses and 2 solar eclipses. And the first lunar eclipse is happening February 11th in Leo, which rules your 4th house. So eclipses, first of all, are the lunar eclipse that I'm going to talk about is a full moon, but it's an amped up full moon. So look at it as like its energy is like almost like 30% stronger than just a regular full moon. Eclipses are like their name, eclipse. They will, with a lunar eclipse, it's usually about endings. It's going to, whether you're prepared for it or not, it can eclipse something out of your life that actually no longer serves you, whether you are aware of it or not. Sometimes we're in denial about things. So, of course, the more mindful you are and paying attention to your own gut and intuition, then eclipses do not have to be as alarming. So, your 4th house, this is happening there. This lunar eclipse is about endings, culmination, manifestation, something coming to a close. So 4th house matters are anything to do with maybe property, buying or selling, a house. It's about your home. It's about your family too, family of origin. And so something like that, if you're maybe selling a home, maybe it gets sold, and if there was anything to do with family-related matters, things could come to a culmination and a conclusion at that time. Okay, now we're going to talk about the solar eclipse, which is happening February 26th in Pisces, which rules, again, your 11th house. So solar eclipses are the new moon amped up. Okay, so it's a new moon amped up by about 30%. We also feel eclipses a lot longer than normal, average new and full moons. So, you could even feel this energy for like 6 months before and 6 months after. Doesn't always mean that it happens right on the date. But you really start to feel, and you will know what area that's going to be affecting. So your 11th house, something beginning, okay? Again, solar eclipse is about new beginnings. It's about, starting a new chapter, beginning something to do with 11th house matters. That could be friendships, again, clubs or organizations. It's also your hopes and wishes. So anything that, that you hope and wish for, it's about gains, okay? This could be a time where you could gain something, whether it was from a long-term investment or through hard work that you've already applied yourself. Now might be a time that you could gain, possibly financially. So yeah, that's something to look forward to, Taurus. Next lunar eclipse is happening on August the 7th in Aquarius, which rules your 10th house. So something, again, lunar eclipse, endings of some sort, culmination, manifestation, something to do with 10th house matters, which is career, status, reputation. So if we're looking at it in a career sense, maybe again, something that you have been working hard can now finally come to a culmination in manners of your career. And I don't know. That's all I can think of at the moment about 10th house. But even status, that it could mean, that your status, I mean, you're changing. You could be changing status. You could be changing positions, in your job, in your company. Okay, moving on now. I'm going to try to not make these videos too long, so so you'll stay with me. Solar eclipse, the next one happening August 21st in Leo. And again, that Leo rules your fourth house. So the lunar eclipse that was happening on February 11th was something about something coming to an end, coming to a close. The solar eclipse happening on August 21st is new beginnings in that area. So something coming to an end, but then later on in the year, something coming to a beginning. So again, that could be, fourth house related, could be property, home, family, and it actually also rules your emotional, your emotional health and well-being and emotional stability. So any of those areas, you can expect, some bright new beginnings there as well, on August 21st. Okay, so I think I covered most of the the big astrological events. I will be here to talk to you in the monthlies, and then I can give you a more detailed description of what's happening month to month. But until now, thank you very much for watching my video. Please subscribe, like, comment, share all my videos. And if you would like a personal reading by myself, you can find me actually at astrojenniferjean.com, and I would be happy to hear from you. Thank you again. Until next time, stay positive.